This video will teach you how to create your first 5 notes on the clarinet, and we are going to be starting with how to hold the instrument so that you have success at getting out a proper sound, because as you can see, you have a lot of open holes on this instrument. Unlike a saxophone where it's a closed key and they can just push down, us clarinetists, we have to make sure that we have good hand position and we're sealing those holes shut, because if any air were to escape, you won't get the best possible sound. So first off, your left hand, I'm going to turn around so you can see, should have your thumb closing that back hole, which is in line with your reed, and this is our register key, but that back hole for the first 4 notes will always be sealed. So for C, D, E, and F, you want to actually place your thumb at a slight angle. The way I like to teach this is your register key is, if you're pretending like it's a clock, is 12 o'clock, and the angle of your thumb should be about where the number 2 is, so a little bit of an angle. Then, if we go back to the front, make sure you skip any metal keys, including this one. So my pointer finger is down on the first hole, my second middle finger is down on the second hole, and this little ring finger has no metal key, so we're gonna seal that up. But the way you know you're sealing it properly and you're not escaping any air is to have flat tips. And if you push down hard enough, just as an experiment, you can kind of see the depression that it makes on the pads of your fingers. So it's a little circle indent into the flesh of your fingertips. Otherwise, if you're pretty round, you might leak air and that won't get a good sound. So you want to make sure you're flat. The other good technique to have with your hand position, this is a little tiny key for your pinky, which I don't want you to push. However, I do want you to put your pinky there, just resting it lightly. That's the best position for your pinky. Okay, so getting started with our first note, we're going to learn middle C. That is with the thumb down and all 3 fingers. Okay, so by now you should have had pretty good success making your first couple of tones with just the barrel and the mouthpiece and using your tongue to start each note. So I want you to practice your tonguing at all times. So let's go ahead and start a good C, and that means taking in a good deep breath from your belly and filling it up to your lungs and then blowing out immediately without holding any air back in between, just in and then out. Ready? So you might notice you may have to increase the speed of your air to get a good sound. If you're kind of hesitant, it will sound a little, like a half note or a little sheepish or shy. Like, I want you to give fast air, just like you're blowing cold air against a hot hand. Let's try that C one more time. And if you're doing the kind of support for your lungs that is needed properly, then you should feel your belly kind of expand open, and you might feel a little pressure against your jeans or whatever bottoms you're wearing. You want to support your lungs from this muscle called the diaphragm down here. Okay, let's practice the second note. If that C was really strong, let's move on. So we're going to lift this ring finger up, and we're going 1 note higher to our D. So it's 2 fingers in the front and the thumb is in the back. Breathe in really deep to your belly. And you can see I'm lifting my ring finger, pinky now. And we're going to try that one more time with a big, successful breath in. Really strong, cold, fast air through our mouthpiece. Okay, here we go. And notice, I'm not using my right hand, but I am practicing a good right hand position, just hovering over those keys with my thumb holding up the instrument. And I'm not pushing anything down, but that's how you always want to hold with your right hand. And you might do a couple more Ds at this point. Okay, let's go up to the third note, the E, lifting up the middle finger. So we just have the pointer finger and the thumb, and that's our E. That sounded good, huh? Nice strong air gives a really good, powerful clarinet sound. Nothing about sheepish, shy clarinets here. We're all going to be very strong wind players. Okay, the next note is going to be lifting this finger. So you can see a trend. We're going up, lifting fingers. What's left? Just the thumb. Now, when you have no holes covered, I don't want you to fly your fingers up in the air. I want you to hover them over the holes, because you can only imagine once you play very fast notes, if they're up in the air, you can't get to the next note accurately. So practice good hand position, just like our right hand was hovering, but we didn't push those down either. Okay? Thumb only, and that's an F. Here we go. And I'm remembering to have the flat chin, fast air, tongue starting every note, and the final note is a G. That means we have to lift one more finger, and that's our thumb. Now we have nothing, no fingers or thumbs down at all. Okay, that's going to be open in the back. And again, hovering your fingers in a good hand position and practicing fast airstream. Here we go. One more G. So let's review. C, all three with the thumb. D, 1 and 2. E, just your pointer finger, 1. F, oops, just your thumb. G, all the way open. So practice slowly and look at the tips in your accompanying document and have fun.